What is going on, guys? I am Dan the Man, aka Daniel's son. I am joined along with Walking Dead Mike. Say hi to the camera, Mike.
What's going on, everybody?
But we're not talking Walking Dead today. We're talking The Force Awakens, Star Wars. So, oh man, I'm so pumped up for this movie. Look at Mike. Look. I brought this, man.
Oh boy!
Woo!
Wow, look at that. Where'd you get that thing?
I got this when these babies first came on the scene. I got these. I was at a Star Wars convention in LA, and I picked up this one and a Mace Windu one for $100.
Oh man, I have a question. You know why Mace Windu is the only one with a purple lightsaber?
You know, I heard something about that. Of course, there's different kind of color lightsabers, but I can't really remember why specifically he had that purple one. And all the lightsaber colors have a meaning to them as well.
Yeah, I never knew that. I never knew the reason. I gotta look into that because I'm very curious about that.
Yeah, you know what? Now that you said that, I'm definitely gonna look into that as well. You know what's crazy though? They have like a Kylo Ren already, like one of these, a Kylo Ren one, the cross one.
The one that shoots out on the sides, right?
Huh?
The one that shoots out on the sides too, right?
Yeah. The controversial lightsaber, basically, where everybody was talking about it. Dude, they had that at GameStop because I went to go pick up my Battlefront 3, the Battlefront Edition PS4 and the game.
Yeah.
And they had it on display, and I was like, oh, I want that so bad. But I already bought so much Star Wars shit, I don't need it anymore.
I can't get enough, though.
I know. So I asked the guy, like, all right, dude, I probably can't afford it. How much is that lightsaber? He's like, oh, it's $200.
Wow, that's a hefty fee.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? I think I could live without it. I think I could live without it.
Wow.
Okay, Mike, let's get started, shall we?
Let's do it.
So, first of all, what are your feelings going to next month's Star Wars The Force Awakens? How do you feel about this film? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling a little bit worried? What are your overall thoughts coming into this film?
Well, first off, I don't believe that we're less than a month away. That's very excited about that. To be honest with you, when I first heard Disney picked up the Star Wars franchise, I was a little bit nervous, but after thinking about it for a while, I really can't see that Star Wars franchise being in anyone else's hands. I think Disney's going to do a pretty good job with this next film and the two films to come after that.
Most definitely. I mean, Disney already has Marvel, and they're kicking ass with Marvel. So they have Star Wars now. They have Star Wars. How do you feel J.J. Abrams taking over for this film? Do you feel confident in him?
Oh yeah, yes, I definitely feel confident in him. He's great. All his works are great. I think he's gonna really do well with it. I think it's gonna be one of the best Star Wars films to date. Definitely better than the first 1, 2, and 3, like the Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. I think it's going to be better than those 3.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think I agree with you, man. I think this film is going to be one of the best Star Wars films. I don't know. I think we spoke. What is your favorite Star Wars film out of all of them?
I would have to say, now I just rewatched all 6 of them within this past week. So I still, The Empire Strikes Back, man. That still grabs me. I really, really love that film. Out of all 6, I'd have to say that's definitely my favorite, without a doubt, hands down.
I have to agree, man. I think Empire is number 1. Before, when I was a little kid, Return of the Jedi was number 1 for me. But as I grew older, I really appreciate Empire. Empire just had it all. Just the character development, the ending. The ending itself was so dark, and just the conclusion of that film was just. I think it's something that we haven't really seen before. Something that doesn't end in a happy note. So I really do think Empire Strikes Back is number 1 as well.
Yeah, so, I definitely agree. Yeah.
So, Mike, the question is: Do you think The Force Awakens has a chance to be better than Empire Strikes Back?
Oh, that's a rough one, man. That's really rough. I can definitely see it. I definitely see it because they had more than enough time to do what they have to do to make it even surpass The Empire Strikes Back. So
Oh,
I have some confidence, yeah, especially now that Disney has a hold of it.
yeah, and you know what's great about this film is the mix. Is J.J. Abrams bringing it back, to the original trilogy, using practical effects and using special effects. And if you watch those, like the trailer and some of the clips and footage and stuff, they're blended so beautifully. I think they're blended real. They're well done, really blended well. The film overall looks fantastic. Just the overall look of it. How do you feel, Mike?
Yeah, I've seen so many trailers, even if it's like a 20, 30-second trailer. All of them, as you said, are very well put together. I haven't seen anything in these trailers that is like disappointing me at all. So I really think they're gonna blow this one out of the park, and I really cannot wait to sit in that movie theater. I bought tickets already just for the first night because the first night all the hardcore fans are gonna be there, and I just cannot wait to be in that environment and when everyone's screaming and going crazy because a week or two into when they're playing, like let's just say in January, if it's still in the movie theaters, it's not going to be like that first day with all the hardcore fans. So I'm just really looking forward to being in that environment with all like the really nerdy hardcore fans. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be an awesome experience.
Do you think at least one person is going to dress up like Jar Jar Binks? You think there's going to be a Jar Jar in that crowd, though?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Someone's definitely going to pull it off with a nice little Jar Jar, and probably with even the voice.
Yeah, especially with that theory that's been thrown around. Have you heard about that theory?
No. What about that theory? What?
The theory is that like Jar Jar was actually a Sith the whole time in the prequels. That he just played dumb.
Get out of here. That'd be
Yeah,
that'd be crazy if that's the case.
yeah, that was the theory, and it's getting traction, man. It's getting traction. That would be just insane if Jar Jar was a Sith working for Palpatine or just a Sith in itself. It's just insane.
Yeah, that I don't know how I'll react to that one. I definitely laugh about that.
Oh man. Same, Mike. I got my tickets, so I'm ready for the first night. And you're right. Just all the Star Wars fans together. That first night. I got the first screening of that night.
Oh,
so it's gonna be awesome. I think the last time I really felt with a Star Wars film that I had everybody. I can't really remember because I was a little bit more of a kid with the Phantom Menace, but I remember specifically Revenge of the Sith when I went in that theater and everybody was pumped up, everybody was clapping. They were hoping this third movie from the prequels would redeem itself, and I think it did. I think the third movie is the best out of the other two.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. The third Revenge of the Sith is definitely the best out of the first three. But I'm glad you mentioned being in the theater for Revenge of the Sith because I remember that like it was yesterday, man. And I was there for the midnight release of that, and all the people were dressed up as Darth Vader, and I actually seen two hardcore fans calling each other out from opposite ends of the movie theater because one was dressed as someone from the good side and one was dressed from the dark side, and they met in the middle of the theater and they started going at it with their lightsabers and everyone was clapping and cheering them on. This was like 5 minutes before the movie actually started. It was that's why I'm looking forward to being in the movie theater the first night. It's going to be awesome.
Oh man, I agree. It's just gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be definitely one of the best experiences probably in my life. I think after I'm watching it in Santa Barbara, so it's a regular screen. But I think after I watch it the first time, I'm gonna try to go watch it in IMAX because IMAX is just you gotta watch big movies in IMAX. I think you should.
Yeah, that'll be unbelievable. Oh, that'll be great. IMAX. I think I have like something called a premium experience. I don't know. I think it's just better quality sound.
Oh yeah, special the sound effects. I mean the system to the stereo system. I believe AMC has one of the best sound systems theater wise, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to see it at Stadium. I don't even Stadium United Artists. So they have some pretty theaters in there. Yeah,
that's gonna be awesome, Mike. That's gonna be awesome. Okay, so let's get into the characters of The Force Awakens. Which character out of all of them? Because we have a lot. We have Kylo Ren. We have Daisy Ridley's character. We have Finn. Well, Daisy Ridley's character's named Ray. Ray. I just call her Daisy Ridley.
Female, right?
Yeah, huh?
That's the female, right?
Yeah, that's the main. I think we're following her. I think she's the main protagonist.
Okay.
One of them. So out of all these characters, then we have Oscar Isaac in he's a rebel. He's part of the rebels. He's definitely an X-wing. Out of all these characters, which character are you most intrigued or interested in? The new characters. Which new character are you interested in?
I would have to say I'm interested. I want to see Kylo Ren under the mask.
Oh yeah.
I want to see what he's all about. And if I have to say someone else besides that, it'd be Finn.
Finn, yeah. I'm looking forward to Finn, and a lot of controversy over Finn because he's black, and I don't get that. I don't get that. That's stupid. I don't know why there's a lot of controversy over it. I don't know why a lot of people are protesting it. I seen John Boyega, and he was in Attack the Block. I don't know if you ever seen that movie, Mike. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen it.
It's a pretty good little flick. I enjoyed it. A lot of other people enjoyed it, even really loved it, but I enjoyed it. But him in that film, he did a really good job, and I think he's gonna nail this part. But what do you think about Finn? What do you think his overall, what he's gonna contribute to the story? Is he the main guy? Is he what's the whole deal of him in the stormtrooper outfit? What are your ideas? What are your theories?
It's very confusing because we see him a lot in the trailers that they've been releasing, and he said before he's in the stormtrooper, but then he's in the stormtrooper outfit, but then you see him, I think, with a lightsaber in his hand. Am I right in some of these trailers?
Oh yeah, he definitely has the lightsaber going, especially with the recent TV spots. I'll talk about the recent TV spot I saw because it is epic, dude. But yeah, continue, man. He does have a lightsaber.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Is he a Jedi or is he bad? I'm not sure. Because you see him to Rey as well. So I'm not. Very confusing the way they're setting up the they're making our mind boggle by the way they're setting up these trailers. So really not too sure about that.
I honestly think they're both Jedi. Honestly, Finn, it's crazy because that one trailer where Kylo Ren is in the snow and he whips out his lightsaber, and Finn has his blue lightsaber, which is probably Luke's and aka Anakin's. And you just see Finn's face. He's just oh, he is so scared.
Yeah.
It looks like he wants to just book it. It looks like he just wants to run. So with that, watching him do that, I was like, this dude, is he really a Jedi? But I recently saw a TV spot where a stormtrooper has this crazy ass weapon. It's it has this electric kind of thing going on at the end of the spear, and Finn is using his lightsaber. He's battling this stormtrooper, with this weapon, and this makes me believe that he is a Jedi. I think, or he's going to become a Jedi.
Yeah, that'd be great because I feel like in 4, 5, and 6, we really didn't see that many lightsaber battles as I feel like we should have. There wasn't that much, and even I feel like the most lightsaber battles we had was in episode 2 and 3.
I think I had to disagree with you on that one, Mike. I think not having as much lightsaber battles makes it more better. It brings out more the weight that you have for it, and then when it finally happens, I think it's more special. While the lightsaber battles in 1, 2, and 3, it just seems like it was just really all about the Jedi. It was really all about these lightsaber battles. When in the trilogy, it was more than that. It was about these dog fights, like these space dog fights. It was more about the characters. It was more grounded, and there was limited lightsaber battles. I mean, and when it did happen, it felt so realistic and it felt more special. So I kind of have to disagree with you on that, Mike, but I see where you're coming from because a lot of people do love. I think the Phantom Menace, the one thing I really like about that film is the lightsaber battle between Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, and Darth Maul. I really did enjoy that lightsaber battle.
Yes, I understand where you're coming from. Everyone's anticipating, everyone's just waiting for that moment, that lightsaber battle, and when it finally comes, it's such an amazing part of the movie. So I guess I do agree with you there. But I feel like I'm glad you brought up the how the stormtrooper has these new weapons that I feel like the lightsabers can't go through these new weapons that the stormtroopers have. I guess they're catching up with the Jedi now. They know what's up now. So
Yeah,
that's
which makes it better,
very
man.
interesting.
Makes it way better because, like, I think JJ was smart enough to definitely a smart move by JJ or whoever decided to do that, the writers as well. Because, like, yeah, I mean, the stormtroopers were they're kind of bumbling buffoons, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
you can just take them down really quick. And
yeah,
now
and
it
they
seems like
can't.
they're actually
Everybody
going to
knows
put
they
up a
can't shoot
fight
for
now.
shit. Go for it, Mike.
No, it seems like they're actually going to actually put up a fight now instead of just bending the knee to the Jedi.
Yeah, yeah. So most definitely. So I wonder if I don't think they're all equipped with that kind of weapon because if they are, then these new characters are done for.
Oh yeah.
But definitely the new characters. I am excited for the new characters because this is our next generation. This is our new generation. This is what's going to move us forward to all the other Star Wars films, even maybe the spin-offs and so on. So which of the old characters are you looking forward to seeing? I mean, we have Han, we have Leia, we have Chewbacca, we have Luke that we haven't even really seen Luke. We have R2D2, CP3O. Who are you looking forward to seeing, Mike, the most? And who are you more invested in?
I'm looking forward to seeing every single one of them. Every single one of them. But if I had to pick who I'm most anticipated to see, it'd have to be a tie between Han and Luke.
Yeah. I agree.
Very close runner-up would be Chewie.
Chewbacca's just that's my boy. That's
Yeah.
my boy. Do you think Han Solo is gonna die in this film?
Oh man, I'm very happy they're bringing them back after all these years because they are getting very old. If you put a picture from, let's just say, The Empire Strikes Back to now, you can just tell they aged a lot, especially Leia. But I don't know. I don't know if Han will die. I honestly hope not, but I have a strong gut feeling that we're gonna lose him in this one.
I think if we don't lose him in this one, for sure, the next one.
Oh yeah, I have to agree with you. If it's not this one, it's definitely going to be the one after that, without a doubt.
Because everybody pretty much knows, if you're a Star Wars fan, that Harrison Ford wanted a Han Solo killed a long time ago. He didn't want to continue the character, which I'm glad they said no. I'm glad they continued the character because now I think he's going to have such a big impact in this film. So it's a good thing they did continue the character. I would have to go with Luke Skywalker. I am invested. I am looking forward and yet nervous. Everything about Luke Skywalker. What is your thoughts, Mike, on just overall Luke Skywalker? Why do you think we're not seeing so much of him?
That's a really good question. I'm really not sure. I guess they really don't have to show Luke because everyone. I guess they assume that everyone is just so anticipated for him. They just want it when we see him in this film. It's just going to be that moment. You're gonna feel chills throughout your body when you see Luke for the first time. And how long has it been since
30 years? It's been 30 years, I think, in the film.
Yeah, it's been a really long time.
Oh man, I mean,
everyone's gonna get literally the chills through their body once they first see Luke on that screen, and you're gonna hear the fans just going crazy.
I totally agree with you, Mike. I totally agree with you because when he does pop up, I think that's how I'm going to feel. I'm going to be like, oh, wow. Whoa. Oh, my God. And then I might cry a little bit. I'm not sure. But I'm saying, Luke Skywalker, but how devastating would it be if he can, we first see Luke Skywalker and he ends up being the villain of the movie. That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be a very big plot twist. I would definitely not expect that. So that would be really, really crazy if he wound up being the villain. Who knows? They can do whatever they want.
Yeah. How would you feel if Luke Skywalker was the villain? How would you feel if he was the baddie?
Oh man, following his father's footsteps. I don't know, man. Depending on how they how they went about with it. I don't know. I guess I
That's
wouldn't
true.
mind if they did a good job with making him the villain and explaining why he became a villain, and it'd be definitely a big plot twist. I definitely would not see that coming from a mile away. But a lot of people have been saying that he might be
They
the
have.
villain.
They have. I think I'd be pissed because Return of the Jedi is supposed to be the redemption of the Skywalker family. It's supposed to be Luke not succumbing to the dark side. So, if Luke does turn to the dark side in the next film or this film, it would just be so heartbreaking, and all that development, all that redemption, just goes out the window for Return of the Jedi. I think I would feel a little bit devastated. I think it definitely would hurt a little bit.
Now that I think about it, which gets me a little nervous, you've seen the trailer when Kylo Ren is speaking to the burnt Darth Vader mask, right?
Of course. Yep.
The last person to see Darth Vader and burn his body was Luke Skywalker. So the
Yeah.
only person who would be able to get their hands on that mask would be Luke, right? If you think about it.
Yeah, he's the one that burned the body. He knows where the location was. So it's very interesting that they have an old relic like Darth Vader's mask, and it's a nice little point, Mike.
Wow, now that I think about it, that could be the case.
Ugh.
Wow, that's crazy.
Don't scare me, Mike.
Oh
Don't
no,
scare
me now, because now I'm thinking about it, because I always ask, like, how the heck did they get Darth Vader's burnt mask if Luke was the last one to have it and see the burnt body, because he did burn his father.
Oh yeah, he burned him to a crisp. Hey, I know you like that Hayden Christensen ghost force at the end of Return of the Jedi.
What, the Blu-ray version?
Yeah.
Oh man, I got really aggravated with that.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
Because when I first watched them, it was on VHS, and I told you I just rewatched them this week on the Blu-ray that I just purchased, and I seen him, and I'm like, is this for real?
Yeah. What the? Why, Lucas? Why, George?
I think that was. I don't like that. I don't like that.
But going on to, you make a great point, a solid point about the mask, the Darth Vader lineage, Darth Vader relic, the history, so on and so on. What are your thoughts on the theory that either Rey, aka Daisy Ridley, is Luke's daughter, or she could be Han or Leia's daughter, and vice versa for Kylo Ren could be Han and Leia's son? What are your thoughts on overall just all that mess? What's going on with maybe these are the kids of Leia and Han, or even Luke himself? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I think it's totally possible, without a doubt, since you said it's 30 years since Return of the Jedi, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's totally possible, without a doubt. And I hope we better find out if that's the case in this upcoming movie.
Yeah. I think, you know what? For a while, I thought Rey was definitely Han and Leia's daughter, and Kylo Ren might be their son as well. But along the way, I've heard people talk, and I kind of thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Rey could be Luke Skywalker's daughter because she is in the same somewhat planet. I think the planet is called Jakku. She's in the same desert kind of planet. It's not Tatooine. I think it's Jakku. And her story is the reflection of Luke Skywalker's story from The New Hope. So Rey could be Luke's daughter, and that would be a crazy thing. I mean, I'd be happy because I want Luke Skywalker to have some kid. I want to not just to be a hermit and be an Obi-Wan. I want to be able to at least pass on his legacy.
Yeah, I totally agree. That would be great because these characters are eventually going to go, and it'd be nice for them to pass on their legacy to somebody. So I wouldn't be bothered by that at all if Rey was the daughter of either Luke and whoever, or Han and Leia. So I would not be bothered by that at all. I'd actually like that.
Yeah. Going into Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren, let's just talk about Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren, So I think you're really. We both say we're both excited for Kylo Ren.
Oh yes.
So I guess the question is, what is his who is he working for? What is going on with this guy? I don't know if you saw this in the trailer too. I think he has the Knights of Ren or whatever. He has a bunch of people with him like that are I think Siths as well. Or I don't even think Kylo Ren's a Sith at all. What do you think overall? What is his objective? What is going on with this? I've been hearing that he's looking for the lightsaber, that he's definitely just helping out the Empire. That's pretty much about it, and just he runs. But some of the trailer, and I think I saw this in Red Letter Media as well, is that they make a good point. They point out very very nicely. Is one of the trailers is Rey's village is getting attacked, or I think it's Rey's village is getting attacked, and Kylo Ren is there. So are they searching for Rey? Or there's a lot of theories out there. But what do you feel that Kylo Ren? What do you think Kylo Ren is overall doing? What is his objective?
I don't know, man. That's a really good question. They haven't given us really no information at all. Not even any hints. I feel like in any of these trailers, and there has been a lot of trailers that they've been throwing at us.
Which is kind of crazy because they said that they were going to do the one for the Monday night game. They were going to do that one, and that was it. And then we get a bunch of TV spots. We get more footage from the international trailer. It's like, okay, dude, all right, Disney, calm down. We're already bought our tickets. We're ready for this. You don't need to show us any more.
Yeah, they're definitely going way overboard with the advertisements, and I feel like they definitely don't have to because everyone's going to go see this movie regardless.
The real question is this gonna be the #1 movie of all time? I think the #1 movie of all time is still Avatar, and then we have like Titanic's up there and stuff. Do you think this is gonna be the #1 movie of all time?
I was talking to one of my buddies about this recently. Yeah, and I do think you're right about that. Avatar is still in #1. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that. But honestly, I really feel that it's going to be the #1 film of all time. Because people have just been anticipating it for so long.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the same anticipation when everybody was kind of waiting for the Phantom Menace.
Yeah. And Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, when I was in that movie theater and that movie ended, I was very depressed because during that time, I think they said that was going to be the last Star Wars. Am I right about that?
Pretty much it was. Everybody had that feeling like, okay, this is the completion of the prequels. There's nothing left to really tell unless George Lucas somehow wants to tell Episode 7, but overall that was about it. I don't think anybody was expecting any spin-offs. They were just expecting like TV shows, especially TV shows, because George Lucas was saying that he wanted to get a live adaptation TV show going and an animated, I don't know if an animated, but some TV shows going. And once Disney took over, they did the same thing, but they completely did a different kind, because it didn't focus on the Skywalkers. Now we have Rebels, and we have definitely spin-offs that are anthology films that are coming out too. So you're right, Mike. I mean, there wasn't really any expectations for anything else Star Wars after that.
Yeah, man. I'm very, very excited about this, and I can't stress to you enough. I'm going to go to the movie. I got an 11:45 ticket on Thursday the 17th. I'm probably going to get there about 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Oh wow! I mean, dude, just have a blast, man. Just enjoy the moment, enjoy the experience.
Oh yeah, and I definitely can't wait to chat it up with you after we both go see it.
Yeah, and I'm definitely gonna have some opinions on it. Hopefully I come out of the theater with me saying this is the most amazing movie that I've ever seen. Not only Star Wars movie, but just overall movie.
I really hope we're not disappointed when we come out of this theater. I really hope not.
What I'm really go for it, Mike.
No, I can't see it happening. I can't see us walking out of this theater after seeing it with our heads down and having anything negative to say about this movie.
Yeah, man, it just everything looks beautiful. Like I said, I'm excited for the new characters. I'm excited and nervous for the old characters to pop up. Um, so we saw the trailers. I think also just overall, what's the deal? There's a theory that's out there that um, the planet that all the snow. Oh well, did you see the posters? Have you seen the posters of the Force Awakens, the new ones, or even the one where all of them are together?
Yeah, with the new characters, right? The new characters together, that poster.
Yeah, and then you have Han too in there, and you have Kylo Ren, and you have
Yeah, I've seen that poster, and then I've seen a couple of the individual faces, like just with Leia and Han.
yeah,
Yeah,
I saw it. We'll get to Leia in a minute, but if you notice in that poster, and there's a theory out there that specifically the ice planet there, where all the snow is. If you look at that poster, it looks like they have another Death Star. Did you notice that?
oh, I did not. I did not notice that. I got to definitely check that as soon as possible.
It looks like an advanced version of the Death Star. Now they're trying it again. They just can't get enough of that Death Star, even though it's got blown up twice already. They just gotta keep doing it. What are your overall thoughts on that? What do you think about like having another Death Star and having the mission to really try to destroy that once again? Do you think that's a rehash? You don't like it, or overall you're like, okay, that's fine. We can have another Death Star because it is one of the most destructive weapons of all time in the Star Wars universe.
I mean, I would say it would probably get a little played out, depending on how they go about it. But if they do a good job with it, I can't see any problems with it unless they don't play it out like, oh, we got to destroy the Death Star. If they don't make it the main purpose to go find the plans of the Death Star and destroy it in the first movie, maybe they stretch it out for like the second movie or 9.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, overall, you're right. It depends on how they play it. It could be really just fatigue and like really we're doing a rehash of the Death Star, or they could actually do something new with it and really cool, which could actually, yeah, it could take it to the sequels after this. So let's talk Princess Leia. What are your overall thoughts on Princess Leia? Like, what do you think she's been doing? What's she been doing for 30 years?
I don't know, but from all the trailers that I see, it looks like she's like a general now. Like she's calling the shots. It looks like. Let me say that she looks very, very aged, and I think she'll survive. She's definitely not the Leia that was held captive by Jabba the Hutt. She's definitely not that Leia anymore.
Oh no! I don't think we want to see that either. We do not want to see a bikini going on, a metal bikini.
No, not 30 years later. But as much as we love to see her back in the 80s, early late 70s, it's never gonna happen again. But I think she's gonna survive this movie. I think she might be in this one and maybe 8. I can't see her dying. I'm excited to see what her position is now because she looks like she's definitely calling the shots and she's definitely a major player.
You know, I agree. I mean, like the low percentage chance of her dying. I mean, when you think of a character dying, you don't even like think of, Leia, because Leia doesn't seem like a character that they would kill off. But yeah, I agree too. She's still calling the shots. She has a knack for it. She's definitely good at it. We saw it in the original trilogy. She knows what she's doing. Carrie Fisher has aged quite a bit, but I think they did a good job in the wardrobe department, how she's dressed and how her hair is and everything. I think she looks great. I think she looks good compared to what could have been, because Carrie Fisher, yeah, has aged a lot, and all of them have aged. But it's kind of crazy how the Rebels did win, but I don't know if the Rebels won and they're pretty much they taken over, right? They're the ones that are calling the shots, and now the Empire, or the New Empire, the New Order, or whatever you want to call it, is just kind of on reeling it's kind of switched reversal, where the New Empire is now the Rebels and the Rebels are now the Empire. It's crazy how that all happened. There's still a struggle between these two factions. But do you have any like thoughts on that? Like, isn't it kind of? Do you think that the rebels overall, even though they won in Return of the Jedi, did they really win, or is the Empire kind of still have a lot of power left?
I would say without a doubt in my mind that the Empire still has some power left. I don't feel like the rebels will ever win fully because there'll always be that conflict. Without a doubt, there'll always be conflict between them two.
Speaking of conflict, do you think? Because we know that Luke Skywalker has gone in hiding. We know that we know or something like that. The question was why he hasn't done a Jedi Order? Why hasn't he done a new Jedi Order? And if he has done a Jedi Order, was Kylo Ren involved with it? And did it just completely just blow up in his face? And that's why he's going into hiding. And a lot of questions go, well, maybe Luke Skywalker doesn't want to do a Jedi Order, or maybe he wants to die off as the last kind of Jedi because Jedi and Sith have been battling for centuries, and it just brings nothing but problems. How would you feel like with something like that happening in the film, Mike?
I hope Luke wouldn't be as selfish to want to die off as being known as the Last Jedi. I hope he would continue on and teach more younglings, as they called it in the first three, and go on with the Jedi Order. Because if you think about it, you're always going to need Jedi. You're always going to need Jedi, and it's always good to have Jedi around, even if they're in the background. It's always good to know that you have Jedi's to, let's just say, take care of your dirty work.
Yeah, yeah. And we know that maybe Finn, but we know Rey's going to be trained somewhat of the Jedi, of the ways of the Jedi. I think so.
From what we've seen in the trailer, yeah, it looks like he knows what he's doing with the lightsaber.
Wouldn't that be crazy if like Luke didn't train anybody and it was actually Leia who trained Rey and Finn of the ways of the Jedi? That'd be insane.
That'd definitely be a twist. That'd be very interesting.
Like along the way, maybe that's what Leia was doing. She was because Leia is Luke's sister, so I would think Luke taught her some things about the ways of the Force. I would think he would, because they did communicate with each other in Return of the Jedi. So and then of course in the last scene in the Empire, the conclusion of Empire, she knew where Luke was and went to go retrieve him. So I would think, Leia has developed somewhat some of her Force powers over these 30 years. How do you feel about that, Mike?
Oh yeah, yes, without a doubt, she is a Skywalker. She is a Skywalker, and you are right. Was it when he got his hand cut off by Darth Vader?
Yeah,
so that scene. She went back to him. Yeah, you're right about that. So yeah, I can definitely see that happening. Definitely see that happening.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking of Leia, I think we need to get into it because a lot of people. It makes me wonder too what the hell happened between Han Solo and Princess Leia. Well, are they together? Are they not together? Is what happened overall? Is Solo kind of just like a scoundrel again, so to speak, just off on different planets? Because I think he's in Rey's planet. What do you think about Mike? Do you think what do you think happened between those two? Do you think they're still together or not together? Or overall, what do you think just happened to those two?
I think they're still together. In every relationship, there's always headaches and this and that. So I think they definitely still love each other, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And are they still together? I would say, yeah, they are still together. Han is probably just off doing his own thing, like taking care of business, as Leia is as well.
Yeah. Yeah, but it would definitely throw a wrench if their son end up being Kylo Ren and somehow turn into the dark side. I think that would definitely be a wrench thrown into that relationship.
Oh yeah. I don't think Luke will be happy with that either.
Oh yeah.
I have a question for you.
Huh?
I have a question for you, Dan.
All right.
I hope you say yes to this. Do you think we're gonna see Luke communicate with Yoda or Obi-Wan?
Ooh, that's a good question, Mike. I mean, Force Ghost, huh? Force Ghost.
Yeah.
Well, they can't do Obi-Wan because the actor is gone, unless they get Ewan McGregor, young
Okay.
Obi-Wan. They could do that,
Okay.
but they could still do Yoda. They could definitely still do Yoda.
Definitely could. Yeah.
I think there's so much happening in this film. If anything, it'll come like in the last scene. It'll
Yeah.
come in the last scene. But if not, then we're gonna take it over to the next film, and then I think we'll get into the Force Ghosts and stuff. But if anything, I don't think it's gonna happen to the last scene, or at least towards the end of the Force Awakens.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you on that. Like, if it does happen, it's going to be like towards the end of the film, and I would be so happy. I would be so happy just to see Yoda in a
Oh, yeah.
ghost form. I get the chills with that too, just as much as the first time we see Luke after all these years.
You know what? Yoda. Yeah. There it goes. Pop goes the weasel. Get that phone, Mike. So Mike can take a little break real quick. So yeah, I just wanted to say that Yoda being a Force ghost and coming to communicate with Luke, it definitely makes sense since Yoda's the one that trained Luke. I mean, Obi-Wan trained Luke, but Yoda trained him fully to become a Jedi. So I want to be surprised at all if it ends up being Yoda. And Yoda's such a popular character, so him being a Force ghost, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense, Mike.
Yeah, I think it would only make sense to bring Yoda back for even if it's with 10, 15 seconds. That'd be great.
Or they could bring Jar Jar. They could bring Jar Jar back.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind it. I would just laugh. That'd be great.
Oh,
Just
have you seen that Robot Chicken episode? If you ever watch Robot Chicken with Jar Jar just bugging the shit out of Darth Vader, Anakin.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, it's so funny. Like Darth Vader ends up killing Jar Jar, and then Jar Jar comes back at him, just comes back to haunt him basically as a Force ghost.
Oh God.
It's so funny. Okay, so what interest? I guess I want to talk a little bit about this character that we don't know too much about. I forgot who the actress is, but pretty cool character, and that's the Chrome Stormtrooper. I think her name's Phasma. Phasma.
Oh yeah, she's Lady Bran in Game of Thrones. I don't know if
I
you
don't
watched
watch
Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but she's a great actress.
Is she?
Yeah, she's a great actress. I'm very, very excited to see. Very excited to see her.
Do you think? Do you think it's going to be a kind of a big role, or well, not a big role, but kind of like the same role Boba Fett got, where she's there but she's not really there? Or do you think they're going to expand it a little bit?
I definitely think that it's. I'm glad you said that. I'm kind of getting the Boba Fett vibe with her too as well, and I really do think they're going to expand that role without a doubt. Without a doubt, they're definitely going to expand that role.
I will. She's such an interesting character, just the overall design, and she looks like a badass. And I think a lot of the cast and JJ even spoke about her. I think JJ said that's his favorite character in the film.
Oh, really?
I think so. I think I heard something along those lines, and that would be great. That makes me excited for this character because the character looks really cool, and it's a female. It's a woman playing this badass Chrome Stormtrooper, and I think we do need more strong female roles for the actresses in the Hollywood community.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, and she will. I think she will be playing a strong role in this film, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I forgot about this. We're talking about Star Wars the whole time. I forgot all about her. I'm really, really excited to see her role in this.
Yeah, most definitely. I think the Force Awakens. I mean, is it the most anticipated movie for the past like 5 years?
For me, it is at least, and if I had to say, I would definitely say yeah. It's if not the most anticipated film, it's one of them, one of the top three, one of the top five.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, The Force Awakens has so many there's so many theories thrown out there. There's so many concept art. I have concept art on my channel. But you have to really cipher it, and there's so many things that we see in footage-wise and stuff. It's just really hard to really pinpoint what is going on in this film. Like it can go all over the place. It could go all over the place.
Yeah, they give us a lot, but they don't.
Yeah.
You know?
Which I like, which I definitely like. I don't want to know what's going. I don't want no more footage. I just want to head into there. And I like spoilers, but for this film, I just want to head into there, watch the film, and just experience not hearing anybody tell me what the film is really about or spoiling it for me.
Yeah, I'm on the end, the opposite end. I don't like spoilers, and I'm very surprised we haven't heard any spoilers about this film so far. I'm really surprised, actually.
Yeah, most definitely, man. So what can I say, man? The Force Awakens, I'm super excited for next month. It's crazy that November is just almost over. It's almost over. Thanksgiving is next week.
Man, this year flew by way too fast.
Way too fast. So tell me, Mike. I mean, Force Awakens, it's awesome, but I think they said that we're getting a Star Wars film every year, at least one Star Wars film every year. Now, I don't know if you've heard about the anthology film Rogue One. Have you heard about Rogue One?
I've definitely heard about the title, but as far as like in detail, I haven't heard anything about. Just the title I've heard.
I think it's a somewhat heist. I think it was a somewhat heist film for the original Death Star plans.
Oh, okay.
And I think also it's definitely a grittier film. It's a war type film, and that film I'm looking forward to a lot because it's set between 3 and 6. 3 and 6? Yeah, no, 3 and 4. Yeah, 4. 3 and 4. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. So also the question too, though, is when we're talking about anthology films, is how do you feel about Disney wanting to do pretty much a spin-off film, a prequel, so to speak, of Han Solo? How do you feel about that?
Oh, I'm pretty happy about that. If they use him as an actor, as long as they do no animation with it, it's like a real film that's going to be in the movie with him as a character, I'd be real happy about that. I just hope they don't milk the franchise too much.
Well, it's no Harrison Ford. It's young Harrison Ford.
Oh, okay.
So does that change your opinion on that?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm just scared with all these spin-offs and all this that they're gonna overdo it. I just hope they, like I said before, I hope they don't milk the franchise and just give us too much and lower quality. I'd rather have a film once every 3-4 years with 100% better quality than a film once a year with like a little bit less quality. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. I mean, I guess you could also look at Marvel because Marvel has films like every single year. And honestly, I'm getting a little bit tired of Marvel. I'm kind of just like fatigued on Marvel. I think that's why I think Batman v Superman is going to be a lot, and Suicide Squad is just going to bring a lot more kind of something different, something dark and gritty. Because I think at least me, I'm getting a little bit tired of the campy, funny, not really too seriously a Marvel, because I do gravitate towards grittier kind of films, and I think there's a fatigue there. And Disney owns Marvel, and Disney is probably going the same game plan as Marvel and their universe. So I think there would be a little bit of fatigue with Star Wars. I think you have a lot of stories, yes, but I mean, Star Wars every year. I agree with you, Mike. Every like 2 to 3 years would be fine with me.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind waiting 2 to 3 years for a film to have amazing quality. I hope they just don't play it out with that film every year.
Yeah. So I think we covered a lot of The Force Awakens. I gotta tell you, man, have you played Battlefront yet? Battlefront 3? Or do you?
I have not played Battlefront yet. No.
Do you play? Are you a gamer?
Yeah, I'm a gamer. To tell you the truth, I only play a few video games. I play like Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts. I'm looking forward to the new Kingdom Hearts game. I don't know if you're.
Everybody is. Yeah, I'm not too much of a gamer either. I only play like a couple games, but I did get Battlefront. I already have one buddy. His name's JJ. He said told me to just take it back and get my money back with the game because I haven't really sat down and played it yet.
Oh, why? He didn't like it too much?
Well, I sat down and played it yesterday because I had time, and it's fun for a while, but then some of the controllers are just kind of like wonky. The old Battlefront games were way better.
Yeah.
Some of the controllers are kind of wonky, and the problem is there is no campaign mode. So if you don't have online, you're stuck with just playing these missions and these battles that are kind of meaningless, or they don't really give anything to you. You don't really are satisfied with any of it.
I'm sure it can get really repetitive after a while, especially if there's no campaign mode.
Yeah, and there's not that much maps. There's like only 6 maps, I think.
Oh, yeah, so definitely get repetitive after a while, unless they make more installments for the game, which I'm sure they will.
Yeah, and then when you play hero mode and you're playing as Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader or Han Solo, it's so just the controlling and just the way they're used. I mean, they're like you can't pick something up with the Force and you can't throw it at your opponent, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, what's the point? Being a Jedi if you can't use the Force.
Yeah, and then they have this button where if you hold X, like they hover, which I don't really see in Star Wars where they actually hover around like that. It's a little odd. The good thing about the game though is like there's this one where it's called survival mode, and you can actually just really it's basically like zombies. You're pretty much trying to survive all these stormtroopers, the Empire, and it's only 2 of you. So me and my friend were playing that like the longest time yesterday on hard. And it was a lot of fun, but the maps, there's just not too many maps, and it really gets tiresome.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Like running away from all the stormtroopers and stuff, but there's not that many maps. You can get repetitive after a while. They better do something about that real quick.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people are pissed off at the game at least. And I thought we would get a little. What's that?
Are you gonna return it?
No, because it came with the bundle.
Oh yeah, I see. Oh yeah, what am I talking about? I seen your unboxing video. Yeah. So
yeah, I mean the only reason I got it was because I wanted the Darth Vader PS4.
And that thing is such badass, man. That thing is awesome.
I love it, dude. I love it. The only complaint I have with the bundle is the controller. I think the controller could have been definitely designed a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, I love it. I think it's really cool. I'm not too much of a gamer, but since I have that sweet Darth Vader PS4, I think I'll pick up a lot more games. My friend already let me borrow a bunch of games, so I got to play.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm probably gonna pick up PS4 sometime next year.
Yeah, dude, pick it up. By that time, I'll have like online, and we'll gamer tag. Give me your gamer tag, and we'll play online.
Sounds good.
Okay, so to close out this podcast, overall, just tell me, The Force Awakens, like we said, next month. You're excited. We're both excited. How much merch have you bought already?
Oh, I could definitely have bought a lot more, but my money's very tight right now. Got to buy a lot of Christmas presents for a lot of people. But yeah, I grabbed a few things. What about you? I'm sure you got a bunch of stuff.
I told myself no more. I'm done. I bought way too much Star Wars shit.
We always lie to ourselves when we say that.
Yeah. I guess we could end it with this. George Lucas handed he came out with with an interview, and he talked a little bit about Star Wars and stuff and Jar Jar and everything. I didn't really see the interview, but what are your thoughts on George Lucas? What are your thoughts on him actually selling, the rights or some of the rights to Star Wars to Disney? Like, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about George Lucas himself?
First off, I want to say George Lucas, I think he's amazing. And we are all blessed to have him in our lifetime, to have given us such a great franchise.
Yeah.
I think he passed it down to a great people at Disney, and I can't see it going anywhere else, to be honest. I mean, who else could he have given it to?
Yeah.
Think about it.
And then it is his friend. who he passed it down to, like who's controlling the whole thing, and that's Kathleen Kennedy. So I mean, that's good too. I mean, George Lucas does, he gets a lot of hate. The prequels were bad; they were terrible, and I think that's where the hate started coming from, and also the changes that he made for the special edition of the original trilogy, and how he won't give the actual the real from the original trilogy.
Yeah.
But I don't hate George Lucas. I definitely appreciate what George gave us. I mean, this is his baby. He created this for us, Star Wars. I mean, it touched so many people, so many lives. You see cosplayers, you see chat rooms, you see podcasts. I mean, and you see the excitement build up for The Force Awakens. And I think this is the right time for that build up for The Force Awakens. I think we passed from episode 3 to now. I think that was a good little time that we had to get ready and anticipate The Force Awakens. So George Lucas, I mean, it all happened for this anticipation and this looking forward to The Force Awakens. It all happened because of him, because he said, you know what? He sat back. He's like, I can't do anything else with this. Let me pass it to somebody who can. So you gotta really just applaud George Lucas for, manning up and saying, there's still a story left here, and I think these people could do it.
I couldn't have said it better myself. You're absolutely right. If he's not going to do anything with the story, and he knows that more story can be told, you might as well hand it over to somebody. I totally agree with you there. And I'm very happy that he decided to do that. And no, I do not hate George Lucas at all, one bit.
So I think we're definitely gonna end it there, Mike. We're both super excited, cannot wait, and we definitely need to talk about once we watch this film, because this film we both believe is going to be amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to be calling you right when I get out that theater. Right when I get out that theater, you'll be the first one I talk to.
Oh yeah, because you're gonna be able to see it first than me. So.
Oh yeah. Well, why is that? Didn't you say you've seen the first one?
I think you're going to be seeing it first because your time is different than mine.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So just give me the thumbs up or the thumbs down.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil nothing for you. I'll make sure you've seen it before I say anything. Believe me.
Yeah. I absolutely cannot wait for this film. I think there's a lot of elements, there's a lot of pieces that have been put together that can make this work. I think overall, whatever the story is, as long as if they keep it simple and they don't go all crazy all over the place like the prequels did about politics and everything, I think it will be such an enjoyable adventure, because that's what the original trilogy did best. Was they made it simple, yet they made it an adventure, and they made it about this person who we could relate to, Luke Skywalker, and his progression, and then him getting introduced to all these other characters. So I think it's going to definitely be one of the best Star Wars films. So Mike, do you have anything else to say about Star Wars, or tell the people what, how you feel, or just overall, like, tell the people, what do you think? Like, Star Wars Force Awakens, do you have anything else to say? I
have very high hopes for this film, and I really, really do believe from the bottom of my heart it's going to beat Avatar. It's going to be the #1 film of all time. And I hope I'm right about that.
I think you're right. I think you're on the money. So I want to thank everybody for watching this podcast. I want you to just enjoy the experience wherever you watch this at. I mean, it's going to be a great event. A lot of people who love the same thing you do is going to be in that same theater. So I hope you guys have a great time watching this film. Thank you guys for listening. I am Dan Man, aka Daniel's son, along with my good buddy and partner in crime, Walking Dead, Mike.
Thank you guys. See you next time. It was great.
Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of other videos, and you can also find me and Mike on our Walking Dead podcast that we're going to be doing from now on. Also, like the video if you like it, and comment below. Love to hear all you guys' thoughts on our conversation, and if you have anything to offer. So that's it, Mike. That's it. Until next time, buddy.
All right, buddy. I'll see you soon.
All right. And to everybody else, may the Force be with you.